Um, Ryan, can we first ask you to kind of give us a synopsis of the trip back? We heard it was pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, it was wild, and we're so thankful for the folks here at VCU and making it happen. You know, travel anytime around the holidays is not easy, and certainly this was no different. But we certainly made the most of the experience. You know, Ed and Kelsey and the rest of the crew here at VCU. You know, worked countless hours, you know, just to make it happen for us to be able to get back home safely. And we're able to do that, get back in our own beds and you know, get ready for this week. So, you know, we're thankful for that.
When you get a bonus day at a hotel, do you keep coaching them the whole time? Do you tell them to go to the pool?
Yeah, I mean, ironically, it's a day off. You know, it's a scheduled day off, so we couldn't really do anything. We couldn't do anything with them, so they were kind of, you know, free to do whatever they wanted to do on their own. And obviously, this is a really nice place, so nothing to complain about. And you know, obviously, everybody wanted to get home and was ready at that point, but you know, sometimes you can't choose. You know, when things like this happen, you can't. You just have to adjust and deal with what the circumstances are. And thankfully, we've got great people here at VCU that took good care of us.
What were you able to take away from those 3 games down in Orlando?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I mean, I think we'll still reach back, you know, over the course of the season and be able to take a lot from the tournament. It was high-level competition. I think, you know, the first thing is the intensity with which every game, not just our games, the intensity with which the games were coached, the games were played. They all felt like NCAA tournament first round kind of games. You know, I thought, you know, all the teams, you know, fared well and had moments. You know, we certainly had moments within each game, you know, we were playing pretty good ball. Disappointed with the results, you know, for us overall. You know, would have loved to have come out of there. It's hard to. There's only one team that's going to leave any of these tournaments, right, undefeated and go 3-0. You know, we had opportunities within every game, you know, to win, and you know, in 2 of them, obviously, we weren't able to get over the hump. But you know, I thought the guys, you know, did well, you know, overall. We still have some areas that we need to improve upon, and you know, really that's what the non-conference is all about. You know, it's continuing to attack those areas, try to find out more about, you know, ourselves, you know, each and every day that we're together. And I think we certainly did, you know, over the course of that weekend. When you step up in competition like that and play really tough teams, you know, you have to answer, you know, and you have to step up. And I thought in a lot of ways our guys did.
Was there a special message before the Penn State game, knowing how that was going to be with the interplay between the two?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had to acknowledge the emotional aspect of it for some in the room, right? Because you had you know, some in the room that there was an emotional aspect to, and then you had others that it was just like, okay, well, this is another game, right? And they don't know the players or coaches, you know, on the other staff. There's no connection there, right? And so it's just another game to them, but they understand, you know. And it's hard. It's college basketball now, though. You know, it's college athletics. You know, sometimes, you know, you're going to have you know, players that move around, and then you're going to end up facing one another. You know, at some point. You know, but one of the things that I tried to impress upon the guys, it's not about that, right? Like you've done this in AAU. You've had guys switch AAU teams, and all of a sudden you're playing them on a weekend. You know, in Vegas or in Orlando or in some of these tournaments that you go around to, and you know, it shouldn't be any different than that. You know, once it's tipped up, it's competition, and I'm sure there were some nerves on both sides, you know, leading into it. But we tried to take those, you know, nerves away and really focus on what the task at hand was. And you know, we were not as present as we needed to be and in the moment. Certainly in the second game, as we needed to be, and we wanted to make sure going into Game 3 that everyone, you know, in the room or on the court on our team, you know, was as present and in the moment as they could be, and ready to move on to that next play.
Any clarity on Jason's prognosis since you guys returned?
Yeah, he's doing a little bit better, and so he's gonna try to go a little bit today, with the trainers and Roos, with Jay Wall and Roos, and to kind of see where he's at. But we certainly have good news there. Like there's no fractures or anything like that, so he's fine from that perspective. So it's just a matter of it being, mobile enough for him to be able to perform.
Do you have any future?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have any other future MTEs tournaments that you?
Yeah, so I think we're contracted in a couple of them. At this point, next year is Charleston, so a similar ESPN event, and then the year after that is the Bahamas, and that's the Atlantis tournament, and then the year after that is Maui. So those are the next three heavy hitting tournaments that are obviously will all be well attended, and we'll be playing great teams, for sure.
I was just gonna ask about Barstow if there's any.
Yeah, Bairstow is starting to work his way back to the court, and we'll see when his first game is. We're not sure yet when that's going to be. Some of that's determined by it's like a day-to-day thing, right? You try to figure out, okay, has he made any progress here? Because the bone takes a specific amount of time to heal, and it even still heals while he's while you're still playing, or once you begin to play. And so we've just got to begin to test it, and that's kind of the phase that we're in right now.
The obligatory, what do you see from Norfolk State? What kind of challenges do they present on Friday?
Yeah, a lot of challenges. Really respect the program. Coach Jones has done an awesome job, since he's been the coach there. Championship program right here in our state. They're confident. They're very active on both sides of the ball. They're not going to be afraid, coming in here. We certainly understand that. And we're excited for the challenge. They're going to provide a challenge, no doubt. And, they have ball handlers, they have shooting, they have size, up front, solid size and athleticism. And so they expect to be competitive and win in every game. And it's going to be a fun atmosphere in the stew, and we're excited to play them.
A game like what Fats had Sunday.
Yeah.
What can that do for him moving forward? Starting with Norfolk State.
Yeah, I think long term it should give him some confidence, right? He shouldn't have the expectations of, okay, I've got to get 23 every game. He took the right shots, for us, and was ready in the moment, right? Like that was an example of like, okay, you're going to be in the moment, you're going to be present. When it comes your way, you're going to make plays, and he certainly did that. He had more of an opportunity, right? He had more minutes out there, and more opportunity to make something happen, and he was ready, for the moment. And so I think that could do a lot, for a young player. When you see the ball go in the basket like that, and you have that type of success, you want to obviously recognize why it happened, but then also, begin to try to build upon that. And without having like, expectations of, oh, I've got to do this for our team. It's not about that, right? There could be a different guy every night, for us. And the versatility that I think we have is pretty strong. And so we all are really proud of what Fats did. We needed every basket, that he scored in that game. And it wasn't just the offense that he brought. His defense was solid and excellent at times, and he tried to do what we asked him to do, and played with an intensity, and a confidence, and that's good to see. It's good to see young players, begin to, grow, right? And I think you saw a lot of that, with Bell, Fats, Toby, Firm, like they all had their moments within that tournament, and to be as young as they are, and even Zeb, right? Who's kind of stepped up into a major role. Like there was a lot of pressure on him, this weekend, and he performed well.
You had 3 games in 4 days. You're missing a couple guys there at the end. How'd you feel your rotation held up over that stretch?
I thought they did well. They were worn down. I'll be honest with you. They were tired, without a doubt. And there's still some in practice yesterday where we tried to, not go too hard, with them to make sure that they get their legs back, so they can be ready on Friday. But not easy when you're playing that level of competition, and guys are having to be out there for long stretches. Particularly Max and Zeb, and then Fern was out there first night 37 minutes. Like, that's a lot of minutes, for a big guy, and he performed great.
To that point, how much did Michael Bell's versatility help you out with rotations? He was bringing the ball up against Iowa State, guarded a lot of different positions. How much did that help you out?
Yeah, I think a ton. We've always known that he can handle the ball, right? That's one of the things that he does, is he can dribble and pass. And so finding more opportunities, and that was, on purpose against Iowa State, to try to get the ball in his hands a little bit, to take a little bit of pressure off the other guys. And I thought he did great. I thought he did really well. And each game, he got a little bit better. And I'm proud of his development. But his versatility on defense, his ability to guard different guys. Even at the end of the Penn State game, we moved him over to guard Ace, down the stretch, and his length, was excellent for us at that point, and caused some problems for them. And so, I think we can move him around, which is good, and allow, it's not Zeb and Max to rest, but it's, he can give them a different look, because of the length that we have. And Fats was in that same category. He made some really good plays, on defense.
You mentioned the Norfolk State being a championship team in state. If you can, just, I guess, explain your point of emphasis of in-state competition in your schedule in your previous stints, and how will that look for future schedules here at VCU?
I think it's good for the fans, right? Number one, I think it's good for the teams. Like, you want to play other quality opponents, and certainly Norfolk State is one. They're in the NCAA tournament most years, and so when you can compete against teams like that are in your state, that have a chance to win their conference, year in and year out, that's good. It's good from an NCAA standpoint, for us, but it's also good for them, in terms of competition. And so, obviously we want to play the Virginias, the Virginia Techs, and those type teams, within our state, and other Power Fives surrounding us, that makes sense, that we want to play VCU. But that's not to say that we're going to play all these teams every year. You can't play everybody every year, but it's good to do that for sure.
Zach's just pretty excited for Maui. He's already
Yeah.
packing.
3 days ahead, we get our tickets ready.
That's right. You got to be on it. We all good?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you so much.